everyone. Welcome to my channel Niklix. In this video, I'm going to explain you the various tags that are used in HTML5, how you have to write a program in HTML5, and what are the benefits of HTML5 over your traditional HTML. What are tags that are available in HTML5 that you can use to categorize your HTML document. There are like advanced image tags, advanced fonts tags, the video tag and the audio tag that are being added to the HTML5 language. So starting with the first part, I need to specify a doc type. See, in the previous version of HTML, you also need to specify a doc type as doc type HTML. So in HTML5, we need a shorter, earlier the doc type was very larger, but in HTML5, it has been reduced to just doc type HTML. So it is the shortest way for it's a shortest way, or you can say it's a mandatory. If you're creating an HTML5 document, you need to specify its doc type as HTML. So moving to the next part, HTML, then the head part. This is the same thing that we are going to write in HTML4, in HTML the 4 version. So the body tag. So after the body tag, now in this file, I'm going to explain you how to, you can say, place an image in your HTML5 document. So we need a figure tag because mostly in today's website, like in the shopping cart websites, there is a product that is being written along with the product, or we can say at the bottom of that product is the description of the product is been written, like its name is been written, and its some other description is being written. So the traditional HTML, we need to create an image tag, and if I'm going to write something under the image tag, we need to create something paragraph. So in HTML5, there is a figure tag. Figure tag is a parent tag, and the image is the old HTML4 tag. And below the image, we can write here as figure caption. So figure caption will always be placed at the bottom of the image automatically. So figure caption at bottom of image. I need to save this in my HTML desktop HTML5, and we can say here as the first .html. So if I'm going to just open this, I have a file name abc.jpg over here. This is a file of abc.jpg, and there is the first .html file name. So here I have written image source abc.jpg. Image is being displayed along with the image. So image has been displayed because we have displayed here as image source abc.jpg. Image has been available in my HTML5 folder, and alt is the alternative text that will be displayed if the image is not being found. So if I am going to write here as ab.jpg, and if I'm going to refresh here as, so no image is found because the ab.jpg image is not here in my folder. So it is being displayed with the alt no image found. So here the no image found tag has been text has been displayed. Its width is 200 pixel. Let's say we will just rename this as abc.jpg. So its width is 200, its height is 200, the height is 200, and the figure caption will be always be displayed below the image tag. So this is basically the additional image tag that you need to write in your HTML. So you don't need a paragraph or you don't need an H1 tag to display the text below the image. So in your HTML5 figure tag will be doing all the stuff by just displaying an image and the text under that image. So this was all about your image tag. So moving to the next part, I'm just going to copy this in order to save the time. So I'm going to save this file as second.html, and in this file I'm going to tell you how to implement videos and audios in your this HTML5. So we have a video tag. Video tag is simple video. You have to specify its width, how much width is there. Let it be 520, and the height will be 240 or something, whatever you want to specify. We have to specify as controls and autoplay, and I'm going to tell you one by one all the benefits of these controls, these properties. So I've placed a video, and in this video tag I need to place a source tag with the source 1.mp4. This is basically your video name that is being saved in that will be saved in your folder, and here need to specify the type as video slash mp4. So if I'm going to refresh this, it's the second file. So second file is this one. So this is a file, and so this is a file, and this file has been running. And if I'm going to see here, like what I have done here is I have to specify the video tag. The video tag, the width is 520. If I'm going to change its width as 720, it is going to just like make the width as 720 and the height is 340. So height is 340. So this is the controls that are being displayed over here. If I'm going not going to write these controls, then it is going to display a simple video without its control. So placing a control property will help in displaying all the controls. By default it is autoplay, because as I'm going to refresh this page, the video is being played right after refreshing this page. So for that you have to place a property named autoplay, and if the property autoplay is being placed, you have to also write the muted property, because if you are going to go for autoplay property, muted property is mandatory to write. So here you can say there is a video that is being um, like executed over here. So this 1.mp4 video I'm having in my folder. So you need to place that video in your folder in order to run that particular video. So moving to the next part, in this way you can just place your video in your HTML5. So now it's the action for this audio. So for audio, you need to give audio controls, play, autoplay, and mute it. These are the properties of the audio. And here you need to write its source. Sources say demo.mp3, and you need to specify its type as audio slash mpeg. So I'm going to off this, and if I'm going to say just refresh, so here your audio controls are being displayed, and here my audio is being running. So audio is having a controls this one controls and your autoplay, and it's the autoplay and the muted one. So you have a source with demo.mp3. Demo.mp3 is a file that has been placed over here, and again you have to specify as audio mp3. So if it's audio mp3, you need to just write mp3 and your audio is being running over here, right? So in this way you can just specify your audio and videos in your HTML5. So moving to the next part of this next file is the how to place YouTube videos in your HTML5. So for that, I'm going to just refresh this, and to the title part, I will be writing here as iframe from YouTube. How to place the iframe from YouTube in your HTML5 document. So let's see how to pick a video from your YouTube with the help of iframe. For that, I need to open a YouTube. So here my YouTube is open, and in the YouTube, if I'm going to pick a song, let's say I need to pick a song, any song, we can say this song, or we can say this card video I need to place. So I need to open this video, and after opening this video I'm going to just like click on this share button, and after clicking on the share button, it's here a button comes the embed. So after clicking on an embed option, you will see a code of iframe into your this right section of this window. So I need to just copy this. Here you have to click on the copy, and here your message will be displayed here, link copied to the clipboard. So you need to come to your page and you need to paste it over here. And if I'm going to just open this, you will see a video in your local browser. So how it comes, it's as iframe, it's the width part, how much width you need to specify. So if 760 is there, so 760 is the width, 315 is the height, let's say its height is 450. So 450 is the height, and the source that has been auto selected with the help of YouTube embed, you can say embed button, and the title is YouTube video player, frame border is 0, and allow accelerometer autoplay clipboard. This is basically all the default properties that are being placed when you have copied this linked part. So if you want to, most of the time you need to change the width and height and the source and the width and height and allow full screen property. So if you want your video should be a small one in your browser, you need to just change its width and height over here. So width and height has been changed to a very small video. So in this way you can just change your videos width and height, and you can disable its allow full screen or auto screen. If I'm going to run this, and if I'm going to just click on the this one button, so here I need to just like put a click on a full screen, and if I want to skip from this full screen I need to press an escape button on my keyboard. So in this way you can just like implement a iframe. You can pick up a iframe source from your YouTube and you can place that video into your own HTML5 document. So this was all about the iframe. Moving to the next part, the important part, that is fourth.html. I'm going to save this. This title I'm going to write as forms. So it's a very important video that we need to like study. So it's a form tag. So HTML form tag contains very different and very impressive properties that were not been available in your the last version of HTML. So the value is male, and if we want that it should be checked first only, so we can just put here as checked. So I need to display it along with the output, so that so we have made a radio button that have a value checked, so it's automatically filled at the starting. So same way we can have a checkbox. So input type checkbox, the name is we can say value male and checked. So if I'm going to refresh this, we can just put a break over here so that we can have the clarification. So by default, it is being checked. If I'm going to erase this checked, it is going to display blank. And if I'm going to pass this check property over here, it is going to display in as a checked option. So moving to the next part, here we can have some number input. So to the number input, I can specify here as input type number. You can save here as name equals to quantity, minimum equals to 1, and maximum equals to 5. So the break tag. So if I'm going to refresh this, you have a text box over here, input type number, it's a name quantity, the minimum 1 and maximum 5. If I'm going to write here a text, so I'm typing the text over here, but it is not been entering over here. Why? Because we have specified its type as number. So minimum 1, maximum 5. If I'm going to write here as 10, so I don't have a submit button over here. So if I'm going to write input type equals to submit, because after the submit button, the form is going to be submitted and the validation will be fired. So value we can save here as save the form. So we can just put a double break over here in order to have some categorization. So input type number minimum 1, maximum 5. So if I'm going to write here as 10, and if I'm going to click on a save the form, and it is showing me the message as value must be less than or equals to 5. So here I'm going to say as 4, so it's a valid input over here. So moving to the next part, the input type number. So we have some good properties over here. Again, the number input, and I'm going to just copy this input type number. So here I can say here as minimum it should be a 10. So value it should be minimum we can say here as 0, and maximum we can say here as 100, and we can write here as step equals to 10. We don't need a maximum more, and the value by default will be 30. So we will be creating a text box that will be having a value of number, input type number, and minimum 0, maximum 100, step 10, and value 30. So minimum 0 by default it has a 30 value. If I'm going to plus this, it's being always be adding 10 into my number. So 60 plus 10 70, because I have defined here as step value 10. So it's always be, you can say, having a jump of 10 values. So moving to the next part, input type date, we can specify here as name, birthday. So here I'm going to say here as input type date. So by default, so this all stuffs you need. Earlier you were like we need to take the help of jQuery, but with the help of HTML5 most of the time we uh, if we have to implement a date picker, we can use directly as input type date. A date picker will be shown. You can just select any date month over here and you can just pick up your date value. So moving to the next part, after the input type date, we have to specify as input type as date, name we can say as bt1, and we can say maximum as 1979, it's 12 and 31. So maximum value will be there as maximum will be 1979, 31st will be the date, 12th is the month, and 1979. So at the starting of the year is 1979 because I have specified a maximum limit over here. So moving to the next part, as the maximum is limit is there, so we have a minimum limit also. So 31, 12, 2000. The text box again, we can have a date picker, but it has a validation of minimum 2000, means up till from 2000 year it will be starting. So if I'm going to say here, I'll just scroll above. So before 2000 no year is being shown. After 2000 all the year till the current is being shown. So in this way you can specify your minimum and maximum range inside the input type data element. So moving to the next part, we can say here as there is an option of color selection. For that, I need to specify here as input type color, and I can specify its any name. So here is your block in which you can just select your current color. You can make it dark, light, whatever you want to make this, and that particular color will be selected. So this is basically your uh, the good property of HTML5 in which you can just select your color. So the next one is your input type range. So we can say here as name array range, and we can say here as minimum will be the 0 and maximum value is 10. So always it will be starting from 0 and maximum value will be 10. So I can specify here as range. So here range will be coming. The auto range, it have a minimum value of 0 and maximum value of 10. So in this way you can define your range in your HTML5 document. After the range, there are some different. I'm just going to copy this. So now there's a property called input type month, in which only the month will be displayed. So if I'm going to refresh this, we need to put a break tag in order to make some separations. So input type month. So here I can say here as month. Then here comes after the month. It's the week one, week. So input type month as input type week, and we can say here as we need to it's from here. After week, it's your the time one. You have to specify a time. So input type time. I can specify its name, a different name to every element. So input type time one. So if I'm going to say here as the month one tag, which one month is right now, the week tag, which one week is right now, and the time. Whatever time you want to select over here, you can just select. So after that, there is one date time. So for that, I need to specify here as date time. It's without hyphen, date time local. So I can specify DTL. So if I'm going to refresh this, so we have a month, we have a week, we have a time, we can specify, and we have a date time local that displays both your date as well as time. So if you want to select date and time in the one instance only, you can just specify your date and time local. So after that, there is a email validation. You can just put as input type email. So we can say here as EM. So moving to the further some tags, that is email. We have the URL input type URL name. We can say here as URL here also. After the URL, we can specify here as input type text, and we can say here as its value should be, let it be John, and we can say here as a read-only value, and read-only value it should be. So after this, we can specify one more tag, that is disabled. So we have a disabled function that you need to just like add in your this text document, and that particular document will be disabled. If I'm going to just refresh this, we have an email. If I'm going to write anything, it is going to like give me a message that you need to add the written.com. So next is your URL. So it's a URL. So HTTP, a proper URL you need to give over here. So input type text read only will not is going to like change anything in your text box. It is just read only. So in input type text, it's disabled. So there is a gray color background, shaded background that will be automatically applied when you have enabled its property as disabled. So next is your input type text. You can just specify one more property, autofocus. So whenever you are going to open this page, always the text box will be appearing on that field where autofocus is being written. So here the autofocus is being written. So on that, whenever I'm going to open the document, it is just like opening, it is just placing my cursor to the that particular point where I have placed autofocus. So moving to the next part, we have some data list working over here. So for that, we have to define here as input list. You need to specify its name, a unique name. So input list ABC, and I'm going to make a data list ID. See, one thing you have to check that your data list ID and input list name should be same. Then only it is going to find inside this data list. So in the data list, we have to simple write options. So here options I can write here as India, India 1, India 2, and the last we can say India 3, right? So we can say here as USA, and one should be France. So if I'm going to refresh this, we have a data list over here. So data list input list ABC, data list ID ABC, and India 1, 2, 3, and USA and France. If I'm going to type here as USA, So automatically the data list will be going to pop up my the matching word that is being available in my option tag. So if I'm going to write here as India, so we have three words that are matching my search criteria, that is India 1, India 2 and India 3. So you can select any particular text from your this data list by just typing over here, and after typing you have to just click on the text you need to select. So in this way you can just like place your data list and input list as in your HTML5 document. So moving to the next part, we can say here as uh, we need to specify as input type file, and we can say here as name equals to image, and you can say the multiple tag is a new tag, so you can upload the multiple images one at a time. And what type of images it should be accepted, it should accept only image star slash star. So only images that are being available right now, that only will be, you can say, showed in your dialog box. So we have an image over here. So Windows web wallpapers flowers. So we have image over here. I am going to select these four images and open. So these four files are being placed over here. So moving to the next part, there is input type. You can say here as text, and you can say here as placeholder. Enter first name. So this is a placeholder that is going to be displayed onto your screen, in which a text box will be appearing, and a placeholder is a text that is being written in your text field or input type text. So whenever you are going to type here, the placeholder will be removed, and whenever this text is empty, placeholder will automatically will be appear. So it's a very important property. Most of the designs are being made with the help of placeholder. And the last but not the least is your input type text, and we can say here as required. So required is a mandatory field that you need to fill, because without filling that field, your form is not going to be submitted. So this is the important part, the required part. You need to attach it into your all. You can attach it into your all text box if you want that you just should fill each and every value. So this required function you can just write in your HTML5 document. So this was all about your forms in HTML. And moving to my next file, that is the last file of HTML5. So we have some like basically different tags, like there is a header tag, there is a footer tag, there is a nav tag. So just going to like give you a glimpse of this all tags, HTML5 document tags. So fifth .html. So I need to create a body part over here. So here, what I'm going to do here is we have different tags such as header. So header is a tag that is going to like whenever you have, if you have created any Facebook. So like I have created a Facebook. So how these all tags you can use there is a header tag, there is a footer tag, there is a section tag, the section tag, then there is a nav tag. So we can instead of doing here, we can just put it into a practical concept. So we have a Facebook that I have made over here. So this is a like furnished file that is being made. If you want to look on to this tutorial, I have a video onto my channel, and you can just watch how to make this Facebook landing page in just 45 minutes video. So this is a page. I need to place my HTML5 tags in this page. So I know this is the header part, the front, the top one is the header part with the blue background. So I can just place here the header tag, and here I'm going to just like exclose the header tag. So I know earlier it was all the divs that have been existing, so header tags has just categorized my document. So here we can say here as this is a section. So here in the last, this is the section part. So here it's a footer, and where the footer comes, footer off. So here the footer off, and to this UL we can write it here as nav tag. So because it's a navigation, by clicking on your this any menu, it is going to take me to any other page. So for that, according to HTML5 protocols, you need to place it into the UL tag. So the center one portion is being placed in the section part. The front, the topmost is in the header part. The footer is in the footer tag. Every menu that has been made in LI, you need to place it in a nav tag. And in this way, there is some, the left two is containing some articles. So here we can say that you can write over here as article. So this is the article tag, this is the section tag, the header tag, the footer tag, and the nav tag. So in this way, you can just categorize your whole document into your HTML5 document, and you can just use it more efficiently, so that next person or any if any other person is going to edit your file, it will be having a proper understanding that this is the header portion, this is the section portion, this is your footer. So it's a good idea to categorize your HTML5 documents. So I hope you like my videos. If you like my video, do subscribe to my channel and do like and share my videos. Thanks for watching my video.